Hello and welcome to Altenew's June release Video Hop, where there are fabulous gift certificates to win if you hop along and visit each designer's video. My name is Aditi and today I'm playing with the Builder Garden Radiant Blossom set, which comes with the stamp, the layered stencils, as well as an add-on die and a mini blending brush. I am using my Stamp Wheel 2.0 to place a large sheet of paper, and I'm doing this because one go I can just stamp multiple elements. I like to stamp all the elements that come in the set, including the sentiments that have coordinated dies. Now I have stamped the floral cluster as well as the basket 2 times, and I'm just using obsidian ink to do that. I am now going to begin coloring these elements, and today I'm going to show you a little bit of a fusion. So I am going to simply follow the packaging guide that comes along with the stamp set that shows which stencil layer goes over which portion, making it easy for us to color in the elements. So keeping that as a reference, I am going to start off with stencil 1. Now for the flowers, I'm going to mix in yellow and pink. So I start with buttercream in the center and I bring in frosty pink on the tips of the petals through the first part of stencil 1. Now you need to look at your stencils carefully because some of these stencils are divided into 2 or 3 portions. They just color in different portions of the flower, so it's important to follow the layering guide for that reason. So like I was mentioning, I have brought in frosty pink on the tips of the petals and I just blend it in very well with the buttercream to create a beautiful coral shade right there with these lighter colors. So that's what I have in mind, bringing yellow and pink and creating this deeper orange at a few places and coral at a few other places. So right here on the same stencil, I have the portion to color in the other flowers, and I'm going to bring in a little variety. So I'm going in with warm sunshine at the center of the flowers and bringing in coral berry at the tips of the flowers. So these are just coordinated inks from the same family. All the details are listed in the description box below, but I just absolutely love the blend of these two colors, and you can see what a vibrant pop that is. Now moving on to the next stencil, again we have 3 portions, one that colors in a little more detail of the flowers, so I'm just going to lay that on and I will now bring back color. So I'm continuing with warm sunshine for my yellow. Wherever I had coral berry for the previous layer, I'm going to bring in ruby red at the tips. And where I had frosty pink for the previous layer, I'm going to bring in coral berry at the tips. So that way I'm creating a beautiful gradient and shading amongst these flowers in this beautiful cluster. But the process is same, adding yellow to the center and bringing in pink to the tips and just blending it all across. I continue doing that, so there is this one single flower that I can align and add the detailed ink blending to. And once that's done, I move on to the last portion where I add the depth to all of these flowers. So I am bringing in caramel toffee for the yellow and grapevine for that deep pink that just adds that touch of depth that I needed for these flowers. So once that's done, you can see simultaneously off camera, I have been working on the floral cluster right next to that as well. And now I move on to the leaves and lay out parrot ink for the base of these leaves, just bringing in that nice warm green tone. And I move on to olive and moss for the detail layers, tying it in with the warmth that I have on my flowers. So I think these green shades perfectly complement the pink and yellow tone that I have going on the flowers. So like I mentioned, I've moved on to moss just to add that depth. Now moving on to the basket, I'm going to first start off with warm sunshine, cover the entire basket with warm sunshine, switch to the next layer and I'm going to bring in caramel toffee at the bottom of the basket to add more shading. For the inner portion of the basket, I bring in paper bag to just add in that touch of brown. And this still is in sync with the flowers that I've colored in. Now for this card today, I'm going to be using only one basket, but both floral clusters. throughout, I've been using my mini blending brushes and micro blending brushes just because these are the brushes that have the similar ink colors, and I just find it easy to have more control over the ink blending. So once I finish ink blending these clusters, I use the add-on die and die cut all of these elements, and I am now all set to create my card. So I have an A2 card panel right there on my sticky mat, and I'm going to use the Playful Stripes stencil, which is again a part of the new release. And this time I'm going to bring in Golden Honeycomb and add this lighter, warmer orange to the background. Now, I'm not going to make it too dark or intense. I just want it to be a nice light background that complements my focal elements. If you notice, I'm just going a little darker over the edges of the card panel and keeping it lighter towards the center because that just instantly frames my card panel. Now with that, all I need to do is complete my floral arrangement. So I start off by placing the basket and then playing around with how I like the clusters. So for the topmost floral cluster, I've added the 1/8 inch width foam tape, and for the bottom one I've just used liquid adhesive. I have then die cut the sentiment and I'm pairing it with a sub sentiment directly stamped on my card. I'm using the new Stellar Sequence Sparkling Gold to add bling to this card, and of course I've added splatter to complete it. So that's a closer look at this card, and I have another card using the same Builder Garden set with one layered card to show you with a different color combination. I hope this inspires you today, and like I said, do hop along, visit each designer's channel to find more inspiration and enter a chance to win the fabulous giveaway. Until the next time, take care and bye bye.